Jesus is mentioned for the first time in the book of Psalms, in Psalm chapter 2, as you know, and he's referred to as the Anointed and the Son. And I like how towards the end of it says, "Kiss the Son, lest he be angry," and it's a foretaste of the kind of loyalty and love and adoration that we're supposed to have for the Son of God. So, Earthbag adventure. Here we are. What are we talking about this time?
Well, we are wearing mics because we had some feedback about the sound not being that good. So we'll test this out, see how it goes.
Well, we didn't like it either. We had the inverters in the background making noise.
They were very noisy, yeah.
So I've got a switch. I've turned the inverter off. And so we've got two solutions to the problem. We're using these mics, which I picked up a while back, a couple of years ago, I think. Haven't used them much, so I hope they fix the problem.
Very helpful.
What else?
We've been doing quite a bit outside this week, around the shed, in the last few days mostly. We've moved all the plants from out the front, and we've got them up in the back here in a garden area, a specified kind of garden area.
Haven't really explained why we have so many plants.
That's true.
Maybe it's my obsession.
Yeah.
Growing things from seed.
Yeah.
My father was a grower, and I didn't really follow in his footsteps in any way, really, except later in life, getting a little bit interested in things like that, particularly growing things from scratch rather than buying stuff. Yeah, so most of those things we've grown from scratch, either from cuttings or
seed saving.
Yep. And of course we have this big piece of land that can have it. And the last place that we lived, we had plenty of fruit trees and space for me to be able to store these plants without it being too over the top. And now it's no problem at all. So got to put them somewhere, and that's
so we get around to planting.
Yeah, which requires clearing, and so there's all these competing things that we've got here on.
To do one thing, you've got to do another, and then but before you can do that, you've got to do another thing. That kind of is what we found, even just with moving the plants and clearing that area up there. It's like, okay, we've got all this grass. What are we going to do with it? You're big on composting, and so okay, before we do anything else, we need to build compost bins. So that's what we did.
Shout out to David the Good.
Yeah.
But Boaz would like
compost.
That. Yeah, compost your enemies.
So yeah, we mowed it all up there, and we started moving plants. We built the compost. We discovered some garden beds that our daughter and her husband had built. They were hidden under all the grass. So we unearthed those, and they now have plants growing in them. Seedlings that we had.
We had some vegetable seedlings. Yeah. We had capsicum and tomatoes.
And onions. Yep.
So we planted 2 of those partially, not fully.
Yep. So we've got 2 beds still to plant out. So, but we brought also compost with us because we had a lot left made ready to go at our previous place. So we were able to top up the gardens that were here and directly plant straight into them, and they're away. They're doing really well.
It's not really the time of year to do a lot of planting. That's better in the spring, and now it's getting close to midsummer.
Yeah.
But that's all right. It's always good to get something in the ground and see what happens.
Well, there's things that grow all year round as well, like the onions. So they'll just keep on ticking along.
That is true. And so we did 2 compost bins. Actually, I saw up in the area by where the Earthbag house is going to be built. Another compost bin.
You previously built.
Has been completely overgrown with vine-like things. So I'll have to go down and have a look. I might put some footage in actually of what that is and how overgrown that's gotten. And the topsoil around there was was good because it was scraped off by the digger guy
Yeah.
when he first did the platform area for where the
For
Earthbag
the
house
building
is.
site, yeah.
And a whole lot of that topsoil together is where that is now overgrown a lot.
So it had really good soil to grow in.
I guess so, and maybe a lot of weeds when I put a whole lot of compost in there.
Yeah.
Basically, all the grass that I cut back when we had our working bee last year
went straight into the compost.
Threw in there, and then now it's just gone wild. It hasn't really turned to compost. It's turned into a jungle.
A jungle down there.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So we mentioned before about the noisy inverters. We did actually have a battery issue a couple of days ago where one of our batteries proved itself to be unfaithful. Not good. We're doing the simplest of setups where we've got some solar panels, and an inverter, and one battery.
Yeah, for each set.
We've got two setups like that, so that if one craps out, which it did, we've got the other one as a backup. Yeah. So what we plan to do this week, or at the beginning of next week, when we go back to civilization, is to buy a couple more batteries. So we're going to invest in some more expensive batteries. The batteries that we do have, one of them, the one that's crapped out, is maybe 8 years old.
It was one of the first ones we got, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was one of those older style batteries before the lithium batteries really became in vogue for solar panels and so on. So we'll get some of those newfangled lithium ones that are a little bit more expensive, and get one of those each. So that's another. That won't change the inverter sound, of course.
No. But at least we won't have issues with not being able to use the power.
Yeah. So it hasn't really been a problem, and to tell you the truth, we don't really need it. We can still get by without it. For example, today we had our first crock pot.
Yes. Ran the crock pot for the day on the battery that's not so good, and it kept it going, but we couldn't do anything else with that battery. Yeah,
so it has enough power left in it to turn the inverter on. So when the sun came out today, it only needed a small amount of energy to run a crock pot for 5 or 6 hours, and we had some beautiful beef for dinner tonight, cooked by solar in a crock pot.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you could do that on a cloudy day, but with a better battery you could.
Yeah.
On a cloudy day, because it will draw off the battery, and even if there's not enough sun. So what else have we done?
What else have we done? All those white buckets with the blue lids that have the lime plaster in them, the lime for the outside of the Earthbag house, they've all been moved. I went through and checked that there was water still all on the top, and you pedaled them off down the hill. How many were there? Like 100 and something?
Yeah, I moved 130, and so maybe in the future sometime I'll tell the lime story and the lime bucket story. And we've got a couple of cats. One of them's at the door at the moment, and he's learning to use the cat door.
He is. He doesn't like it. This one, she's used a cat flat. She's a lot older. She's used a cat flat before, and she has no problem with it. But our other cat, he's a little bit unsure of it, and he's wanting to come in, but doesn't want to use the cat flat.
He's too timid to actually go through it at the moment. We've pushed him through, and he goes through very reluctantly. So we bought this cat flap maybe a week ago or less than that, and we went to one of the local towns, and also borrowed a one of those tools. What are they called? I can't even remember the name of the tool.
Grinder.
An angle grinder. I'm not a handy person.
Yes, you are. You just don't know tools as well.
Yeah.
You know what you need to use, but you don't necessarily know the name of it.
So I don't have one of those tools. So I borrowed it. Thank you, Jason, for the angle grinder. It was very helpful. And cut a hole in the door. The door that we have here in the shed is metal and wood. So I needed an angle grinder to cut that hole.
Yep.
So so the lime buckets is what you were talking about before. And
yes.
There is a story that goes with that, that the only detail I'll give about it now is that the lime story started more than 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So we've had those buckets for 6
At least
years.
that long.
Yeah. So which gives an indication for how long this plan has been in effect. Because the lime is really crucial to the whole thing ultimately in the end. What else?
Our water system, our shower.
Yeah.
You were having a shower the other night and we lost all water. You were left stranded.
Yes.
What happened with that?
Well, the tank ran out.
We have an endless supply of water, but we only fill our tank up when it needs filling, because then the sediment settles and we get clearer water. But you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so that's a decision that we've made for each time we come up, that I'll get the tank filled, and it was a good test to see how long that it would last. I think it lasted about 7 days.
Yep.
So we have a 3,500 litre tank. That's
Yep.
I don't know how many meters above us up on the hill. That's being fed by a spring.
Yep.
And again, another thing for a future time where I'll
explain how you did the spring.
Yeah, have a wander up and we'll show you how far away it is and how high it is, and it's in beautiful native bush. It's a lovely place there where the water is feeding into the big tank. And so after about a week, that tank emptied, and the reason why we're not filling it all the time is because it's not perfectly clear water that comes through. It's from a spring that does have a little bit of sediment come through.
Comes out of the ground, so it's going to have some dirt in it.
Yeah, a little bit. And over time, if you leave the pipe in the big tank, even though I've got a smaller tank that's kind of like a filter, there is enough sediment that builds up over time. And I think before we came up this summer, the tank had been running continuously for like 18 months. And so when you turned the tap on, when we came up earlier, that there was a lot of brown water because sediment
it was like coffee
had built right up to where the outtake of the big tank is, which is probably only 2 or 3 inches above the bottom. But there was enough in there, and so I had to spend a couple of hours when we first got up here clearing all of that out and
emptying the whole tank out, really, didn't you? And trying to clear as much sediment out as
got
you
a
could.
mop in there, trying to mop the sides, and did I think an okay job of cleaning it up and then filling it back up, and we've had really good water.
Yep.
And
so how long does it take to fill up?
7 days. It takes probably, at the moment, this is not the fastest flow rate. Maybe in winter when there's more rain, although we do get rain.
We've had a lot of rain anyway.
We get rain all year round, but winter does get more. It probably takes about 5 hours. I'd say that'd be my guess to fill up. So I haven't done the maths to see how many litres per minute that is and all the rest of it. So I don't need to. So when we leave tomorrow, so we're leaving for a few days
and go see
tomorrow.
Our family and friends.
Yep. I will, before we go, I'll fill it back up again so that when we come back again next week, it's all ready to go, and I'll know that in a week's time after that, or probably less than that, maybe 5 days, I'll go back up and fill it up. So it requires a couple of trips up the hill.
Yeah.
Good, get my steps in. Yep, it's a good thing. What else?
Very good. Well, we had this guttering issue as well by the front door. The water was just coming straight off the roof and making a big puddle by our front door, which was not nice.
Filling our gumboots with water.
Yeah, we were getting very wet gumboots and shoes, and I put my foot in my gumboot the other day, and it was
swimming. You put
swimming.
Foot in it?
I did. So you had we went into town, and the shop said online that it had the parts, and then it didn't.
Yeah, but the silver lining is, even though I was a little grumpy, it wasn't too bad, but I was a little grumpy that we couldn't get it fixed. When I got back, it occurred to me that there were a few things lying around that looked like it could be a fix for it.
Yeah.
So I haven't asked him yet, but I'm guessing that our son-in-law actually had a solution in mind and didn't get there.
Yeah.
And I was able to just...
You MacGyvered it.
I MacGyvered it, yeah. So it's like on an angle, I might even get a photo and throw that in there.
Yeah.
And, lots of silicon in there to try and fill in some gaps, but I think it'll work.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
So I'm actually hoping that it's going to rain tonight.
We don't normally want it to rain too much.
Yeah, I put it in yesterday, but had no rain. There was some dew that dripped
This
down
morning,
into the correct place, away from our gumboots, which is good. So, so the guttering has been done. So little things like that. Our plan for this first stint up here has really been here, and haven't spent much time at all, if any, at the Earthbag site.
Yeah, we went up last time, of course, with I had a look, walked up there, and our immediate area, we need to get this sorted so that we know where everything is, know what we're doing, have a nice place to come back to, nice place to stay.
Yeah. So the permaculture people, they call it Zone 0. So we focused on Zone 0.
Which was inside?
Yeah, the house itself. Maybe a little bit of Zone 1, doing the gardens and clearing there. And I'm not into, I like it. I like the permaculture stuff. But I don't know a lot about it. I haven't read or, studied it or anything like that. I'm just familiar with that concept of zones. So I think it's a good idea. You focus on home first. I think we mentioned it on a previous video that we've got to be happy with where we're living. Otherwise, it's unlikely that we're going to be able to pull off this little adventure.
Not sustainable,
Yeah, that's right. It's not going to be fun. And it's more likely that we'd give up. Anything else?
Well, you spent quite a lot of time today also just doing final clear up outside. We've moved the plants and we moved the lime buckets. You've done a lot of mowing. And so there was just other bits and pieces that we had brought up. You moved the tool shed today. Yeah. So we had bags of planting, bags and pots for planting. You've sorted through all that and they've been stored in appropriate places. So we've got a tool shed now, which is by the driveway, and it's now around the back here. It's all nicely levelled and easy to get in and out of. I had a whole lot of plants in pots that were brought from down where we were living before, flowers and succulents and things. So we've kind of got those around the house, around the front here, and just general tidy up to make it look nicer, kind of taming the wild out there.
Yeah, we're like Adam and Eve in the garden. The garden is now nice and we're ready to venture out. Don't know if that's the story, but I think something else happened in that story.
I think so.
So we've got a few days away, and the cats are going to be fending for themselves. We bought these 2 big cat feeders for them, which they should be fine. And if our cat that doesn't know how to use the cat flap wants to get fed, he'll definitely need to
He'll
learn.
make his way in.
He will.
Either that or he's a good mouser, so he'll find some food somewhere.
And we saw a mouse today.
We did. We went up to just have a look around the work that had been done, and then this little mouse ran around out of the compost pile. Yeah.
It was looking at our new compost pile.
Yeah.
Admiring
we'll have to keep an eye on that, to make sure Negan goes up there.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I will finish with another little song from Psalm 2.
Very cool.
Yeah. And another little song. It doesn't mention Jesus, but it definitely exalts Jesus.
Why do the nations rage and the people plot a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds in pieces and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall hold them